What's the biggest lie that your parents ever told you?
So my dad's a doctor, and when I was younger, I asked him what this was. And he was like, oh, that's an Adam's apple. So I asked him, I'm like, oh, why don't I have one? And he was like, oh, you do have one. It's just smaller, and it's called an Eve's pear. So I was like, oh, okay, Adam, Eve, male, female, makes sense. Fast forward to 5th grade, our teacher asks us what this is. I raised my hand so quickly because I thought I was so smart. Thank goodness she didn't call on me because my classmate goes, oh, that's an Adam's apple. I was like, no, that's an Eve's pear because our teacher is a woman. So I raised my hand to correct our teacher, but thank goodness she doesn't realize it and keeps going on with the lesson. So I'm confused for the rest of the day, but I just go home. At the dinner table, I asked my dad, I'm like, Dad, isn't this a Eve's pear? And he's like, what's an Eve's pear? And I was like, it's like an Adam's apple, but for girls. He's like, no, that's just an Adam's apple. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, okay, he's a doctor, he should know what he's talking about. Why is he confused? And he was like, oh, I just told you that as a joke.
What's the biggest lie that your parents ever told you?
Right, I'm gonna have to keep the heat with this one. So my mum told me that babies were delivered to your doorstep from a stork. I'm still waiting.
Have any of y'all really noticed how much our parents lie to us? They tell us we're the most beautiful in the world. Or if you touch a toad, you're gonna get warts. Or if you cross your eyes are gonna get stuck like this. Or if you sit too close to the TV, it's gonna ruin your eyes. Or if you go TT in the pool, that there's a dye that will make your TT turn a different color so everyone will know that you TT'd in the pool. Or that after you eat, you can't go swimming for 30 minutes because it's bad for you. Or if you sneeze with your eyes open, that your eyes will fall out. Or chocolate milk comes from brown cows. Or saying, I brought you into this world, I can take you out. Like, bitch, you gonna kill me? Why parents lying to us? Why parents lying to their kids? Bruh, like, I don't understand.
What's the biggest lie your parents have ever told you? I'll go first. I was born because I was wanted.
Part 4 of the biggest lie my parents ever told me, and I promise is the last one. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you know what to do. So apparently this girl took an ancestry DNA test and it came back that her dad wasn't her dad. She confronted her mom about it, who then told her that her godfather, my dad, was her biological father. Which neither of us talking to our father in like years. She Googled the last name and found me and reached out to me saying that she might be my sister. Since talking to my mom, we've been talking back and forth, just kind of getting the gist of things. And she remembers me from her childhood. She remembers spending weekends with our family. Our parents literally spent 28 years and 25 years for me lying to us. I always thought that I didn't have any more siblings, and she always thought who her dad was, and that is the biggest lie my parents ever told me.
What's the biggest lie that your parents ever told you?
That everything we learn in math is going to be used later on in life. I'm sorry, when's the last time y'all used algebra? Hi, can I get a small double-double? Y equals MC squared. Drop your parents' biggest lie and don't forget to click plus.
So I've been seeing this trend on TikTok about what's the biggest lie your parents ever told you. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to win this one. So my parents divorced when I was 3. And I never thought anything of it. You know, people fall out of love. Whatever. But when I was 6, my dad moved to Pennsylvania and I didn't hear from him except for a card at Christmas and my birthday. Which, whatever, some dads just suck. But I have 7 siblings, 5 brothers and 2 sisters, 4 from my dad's previous marriage and 3 from my mom's previous marriage. Anyways, fast forward to just a couple months ago when I get this message on Facebook from this girl who's claiming to be my sister. I didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was spam or someone looking for money because I know all my siblings. But a few days ago, my dad got brought up in a conversation with my mom, and I decided to confront her about this message I got on Facebook. I'm so sorry to do this, but I'll post part 2 right now.
Oh man, do I have a story for y'all. Okay, so when I was growing up, there were 3 of us, right? So, I mean, I guess there still is. Anyways, so it's me and my 2 brothers, and they're twins, and they're 15 months younger than me, right? So we used to piss our parents off. It's really easy to do, but then you imagine you got 3 of them that are about the same age with the same amount of energy. You're gonna piss off a parent. And one time we pissed off Dad so bad that he just started yelling, and he was like, you know what? He's like, I wanted to take y'all back. I wanted to return y'all to the store, but I couldn't because you voided your damn warranties with that crack you put in your ass. And I felt bad. I was like, oh shit. So I started crying because I was like, man, I didn't know. I thought and then I'll have you guys know that I didn't know that humans weren't supposed to have a crack in their ass till I was like 8. And I was at school, and some kid who was taught how to pee by his mama, boys will get that, was peeing. And I was like, oh, did you void your warranty too? This is why I got trust issues.
What's the biggest lie that your parents ever told you? Oh, this is gonna be a good one. So when I was about 9, I started to get some breathing problems, and my mother would just go, oh, it's just your allergies, you got a lot of them. And nothing was dealt about it. I turned 20, and my teacher from college turned to me and said, have you got asthma? And I was like, no, my mum's always said I've got allergies, it's not asthma. So she took me to an emergency doctor's appointment. My teacher, the doctor sat me down for about 30 seconds and said to me, you got asthma. I was given medication, including the inhalers. I went to a second doctor and they said exactly the same thing. My mother found my medication and she went through the roof. She was like, the doctors are giving you the wrong medication, it's not asthma. I was like, what? So why 2 doctors tell me exactly the same thing? And why am I feeling a lot better than I used to be?
Why is it when parents say they're gonna be back soon, it's never true? Like your mom could be like, okay, I'm gonna go get something from the store, I'll be right back. It'll take 2 minutes. 12 minutes later, they finally come back and they don't even address how long it took. Okay, I'm back, I finally got it. So are you just not gonna address the lie you just told? No,
Okay, here's some lies your parents told you as a kid. Remember those times when your parents told you that it was illegal to have the lights on in the car? It's not illegal. Also, coffee does not make you shorter. It's true.
Sammy, turn the lights off. Why? Because it's bad. How is the light bad? Because if the police see the lights, they're gonna take you away from me. Do you want that? No. That's right.
What's the biggest lie that your parents ever told you?
That this is illegal.
Lies that our parents told us as kids. So I was just eating my dinner in it, and I had carrots on my plate, so I said to my mum, yeah, don't eat these carrots, you know. And then my mum replies back saying, wow, carrots help you see in the dark? Carrots help me see in the dark, fam. I'm sorry, but that has to be a lie. Pretty sure if I couldn't see in the dark, I'll need more than Frosty the Snowman's nose. If this is a lie, where did parents get this from? I'm sorry, but I can already see in the dark. Why are you abusing my plate with carrots? Let me know in the comments if this is true.
Dinner's ready. Nope, it's not. I've just got to dish it up.
Oh, so we're lying to each other now?
Yes. By the way, love you, sweetheart. Aw. Wait.
Every time you lie, this lie detector is going to make a beep sound. So just tell me the truth and let's cut to the chase. Where were you today? I was at school. Beep. Alright. I went to the cinema with my friends. Beep. Alright. I was at my friend's house and we were drinking and we were smoking. Come on, man. When I was your age, I never did anything like that. I was just in the park with my friends. Beep.
What's the biggest lie that your parents ever told you?
So growing up Jewish, I didn't believe in Santa Claus. And typically finding out about Santa is the big moment when children realize that magic isn't real. So this was my version of Santa. Does anyone else remember that show Dragon Tales? Well, that was my favorite show as a kid. And I asked my parents to get me one of those dragon scales so I could go to Dragonland. Wait, but what about that time that your parents put you in a wheelchair when you were perfectly able to walk? Oh, they already know about that one. So anyways, my parents went to great efforts to acquire me a dragon scale. And I made the wish and everything so that I could go to Dragonland. And nothing happened. Nope, nada, zip, zero. And that's the moment that I realized magic wasn't real. Oh, and the whole Munchausen by proxy thing too, but that's another TikTok. Or several. That's what my entire page is about.
What's the biggest lie that your parents ever told you?
So I used to have a boyfriend and we were together for a pretty long time, so my parents trusted us together, but they didn't want us in the house together because they didn't want us to, you know. So one night they go out to a wedding, so I knew they were going to be gone like pretty much all night. So I call up my boyfriend and I'm like, oh my God, my parents aren't home, like come over. So he comes over. While he's over, him and I decide that we want to do it for the first time. So we walk to the drugstore and, you know, get what we gotta get so we can do things safely. And we come back and we're sitting on the couch and we're like, oh my God, I can't believe we're gonna do it. But then all of a sudden I get a text from my mom. She's like, is your boyfriend at the house? And I was like, girl, what the fuck? Why would you accuse me of something like that? I can't even believe you think I would invite him over while you were not home. She was like, bitch, it's a yes or no question. So I'm like, no, he's not here. She then proceeds to make up the biggest lie about how they hooked up a camera system in the house and that they have been watching us all night. So I'm freaking the fuck out because I'm like, oh my God, she's going to murder me. So I kick him out and they leave the wedding early and they come home. And they're like, is there anything you want to tell us? Blah, blah, blah. So I tell them everything just to find out there was no fucking camera.
Did your parents lie to you when you were little and you only recently found out the truth? I'll go first. So I was at the pet store with my mom and my two little sisters, and my little sisters kept begging for a pet goldfish. And I'm like, they're so cheap, I'll just buy you one. And my mom says, hey, don't, because I don't want them to be upset when the fish dies in a week. And I'm like, what are you talking about, Mom? Our goldfish when I was little lived for a long time until our cat ate him. R.I.P. Happy Jack. And then she's like, well, actually... And I'm like, actually what? So then she tells me, do you remember those mornings where you would wake up and we would have to go pick up your fish from school? And I'm like, I think so. And she says, yeah, we would go to Walmart to pick up your fish from school. Wait, what? And you would tell the person working which fish in the tank was Happy Jack, and then he would scoop him out and we'd take him home? What? Yeah, you probably had like 15 Happy Jacks until that morning where you saw your cat eat him, and then we stopped. What? And I'm still upset, but honestly, that's kind of brilliant. R.I.P. Happy Jacks 1 through 15.